So guys, I'm just sitting out on this park bench thinking about all the different successful people I work with, and the one thing that they have in common, and what keeps coming up for me over and over again for all these people, is bravery. And bravery is one of my greatest virtues. I think I should probably sit here and try to define it for you so we all know we're talking about the same thing. And to me, bravery is feeling fear to do something that you know you should do, the thing that you know is going to move the needle for you, but doing it anyway. Like feeling that fear, knowing it's real, knowing that fear is actually part of the process, and doing it anyway. And yeah, it's something that I truly love, and I think it's super underappreciated. And I kind of want to tell you a story of what's been going on with us to illustrate that and maybe inspire you to be brave yourself. So I'm going to talk about something that's so dry and gross and boring, and that concept is email. Like, how are we going to think about being brave with emails? But recently in our business, Rebecca reached out to an old boss of hers, and she was so afraid to do it because, I mean, who am I to tell that story? That's Rebecca's story. I should tell you mine, right? A friend of mine told me that she wished that service providers would reach out to her and say that they wanted to work with her. She was like, listen, I work with a lot of different people. I have a lot of different things I'm interested in. And I wish people would just reach out to me and say, hey, I want to work with you. And so that's what I did. In December 2024, I made a list of all the people that I wanted to work with in 2025, and I sent all of those people emails. And I am telling you, it was terrifying as all hell, because it required a certain amount of vulnerability from me. It meant that I had to deal with all these concepts of like, are they think I'm gonna use them? Oh, do they think I'm just coming after their money? Because a lot of the people that I reached out to were my friends. And the reason that is because in 2025, I want to work with people that I like. And so I sent out all of these messages, and I was so terrified, but I recognized that if I wanted 2025 to be the year, what are we saying? It's the year that Let's Write Your Future popped off and blew up. If I want that, then I need to start making different choices, bigger swings, because it's so interesting. I help clients do that all the time. That's what we do, is we help people take big swings and put themselves out there. And it's time for us to match that energy, not just in the way that we perform online, but the way that we move in business. So 2025 is definitely going to be the year of bravery for us. And I wanted to acknowledge the fact that a lot of times the things that scare you are things that you feel like shouldn't scare you. And it's part of the reason that we never get past them, because you're like, oh, I shouldn't be afraid of hitting send on an email. That's weird. Like nobody's afraid of that. And you get yourself caught up in this shame spiral of you shouldn't be afraid to hit send, and you're like, I'll just do it tomorrow, and you berate yourself a little bit, and then next thing you know, this brave idea you had, this connection you wanted to make, it's just so far away that you just kind of let it melt. So I think one of the ways that I see bravery working well is when you are vulnerable in what you admire about people. Like, I love to give people compliments. I love to give people compliments. And the requirement for me for giving a compliment is it has to be authentic. Like, I really have to feel that way. It has to be true. And I always say that if you're trying to get in touch with somebody and you don't have an authentic, true compliment to give them, then it's probably somebody you shouldn't be working with in the first place, either because you don't vibe or they're just not that good of a person. So that is definitely one of the things that I like to think about when I approach being vulnerable. Like, really just if you think somebody's cool, telling them that they're cool. And I know that's hard and it's scary, but they can feel that. And we're all walking around as these insecure beings. And so when we have this exterior validation, which we all know, you're not supposed to live and die on it, but we all love it. It's helpful. It helps grease the wheels, and it's fun. I love giving people compliments. So be vulnerable and give people compliments. The other thing that we like to do to sort of get over this, especially the bravery needed to reach out to people, whether that be via email or be it social media, is we do it together. Like Rebecca and I will sit, and I'm going to tell you, my husband would just say that this is such a redundancy, just do it, whatever. But unfortunately, I'm scared to do these things by myself, and it's okay. So we do it together. We will craft an email together and both take our brains and look at it with our eyes. It actually becomes a lot of fun. And the other thing is we will hit send together, because a lot of us can write things and get things done, but when it actually comes to pulling the trigger and to hit send, it's terrifying. I just call it button fear. And so one of the ways we get over button fear is on Zoom, we'll hit send together. And the best part about button fear and sending it together is that when you do send it, you get to celebrate. It's like, yay, together, 2 hands up, and you get that baby win that helps you keep going and makes you feel like you're making progress because, excuse me, my nose is running, because progress is what makes us feel happy, not necessarily getting to the end, but always feeling like we're moving forward. I have a little notes that I have for you guys on this napkin in front of me. Watch you send it. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that means just what I told you. It's really sometimes just about having somebody witness you do this difficult thing. And it's one of the things that we do with our clients all the time. They want to send these emails to people because they have someone in their network who could possibly help them, but it's like being vulnerable enough to ask for what you want can be so difficult, and it takes bravery. So we're bringing it all back to the bravery. I think the biggest block that so many people have is that they think in order to be brave, they have to do it alone. And for some people, doing lone wolf stuff totally works and it's all them and it gets them there. But for some people, like me, for example, I love to work on a team. I love to work in concert. I love to pass ideas around from one person to another. And I like to be brave that way too. So yeah. That's my little reflection on bravery. In some respects, I think doing this video is brave because I just let you guys go through my whole cuckoo, how my brain works, circular motion situation in a very public way, but it was kind of fun. Yeah. So if you want to do something brave and share it, put it in the comments or DM me or something, because I know we all have these things out here that we could be doing and we know it, but we're scared. So maybe let's do it together. Bye.